Cho everybody, NZ Blazing here, back with another back with another video. This time around I've got another squad builder idea as we're back in the 2016-2017 season, as I thought I'd go into the roster and I thought I'd do the LA Lakers as this is the first season of their rebuild after Kobe retired, as we got D'Angelo Russell at age 20 and we got Brandon Ingram that we're going to focus this whole squad builder around as he's on his rookie year, age 19 and an 83 overall with 16 badges, alongside Julius Randle, Jordan Clarkson, Zubac, Larry Nance Jr., Corey Brewer, Daryl Blackman, Pablo Batista, Gary Mason, Yin Yi, and Lefarius, and J.D. Pickett, and Gomez. And anyway, those are we just won't worry about those ones down here from Batista downwards. But anyway, this is the team. So it's D'Angelo Russell, Ingram, Randall, Clarkson, Zubac, Larry Nance, Corey Brewer, and Daryl Blackman. So that's your LA Lakers team in the 2016-2017 season when Brandon Ingram was a rookie. So we got him here at an 83 overall. We got it on Hall of Fame, 12-minute quarters, injuries are turned off, and trades are turned off. So we'll get into the simulation and go from October 18th to November 6th. So we'll simulate through. We start off with a big loss to Golden State. We lose to the Clippers. We get our first win over Portland. Then we lose to Denver, lose to Minnesota, lose to Denver, lose to New Orleans, lose to the Jazz, and then lose to the Cavs. So we start off 1-8. So we'll check the loss to the Golden State Warriors. 39 points and 15 assists for Steph Curry, so a double-double. 39 points for Clay, 35 for Kevin Durant, 27 points for D'Angelo Russell, 24 for Clarkson, 21 for Randall, and Brandon Ingram's first game with 11 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, shooting 5 of 11 from the field. And then the loss to the Clippers, a 20-piece for Randall, 17 for D'Angelo Russell, Corey Brewer with 17, Clarkson with 14, Brandon Ingram with 13 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, shooting 6 of 14 from the field. 37 points and 11 assists for Chris Paul, so a double-double. Jamal Crawford with 18 and Blake Griffin with 18. And then the 6-point win against the Portland Trail Blazers. 31 points and 11 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double, but he fouls out. 28 for Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr. with 17, 14 for Brewer, Julius Randle with 13, and Brandon Ingram struggled with 9 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal, but he only shot the ball 5 times. Damian Lillard with 39, CJ McCollum with 21, and Yusuf Nurkic with 19 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. And then the loss to Denver, 29 points for Jamal Murray, 15 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists for Jokic, so a triple-double. 23 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists for D'Angelo Russell. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals for Brandon Ingram, shooting 7 of 13 from the field. Clarkson with 16 and Corey Brewer with 14. Then move on to the loss against Minnesota. 21 points and 19 rebounds for Karl Anthony Towns, so a double-double. 18 for Rubio, 18 for Wiggins, and 16 for Zach LaVine. 22 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist for Brandon Ingram, shooting 8 of 12 from the field and 3 of 5 from deep. 16 for Zubac, 14 for Randall, and 13 for Brewer. And then the loss to Denver, 16 for Larry Nance, D'Angelo Russell with 15, Julius Randle with 14 points and 12 rebounds, so a double-double, 13 for Clarkson, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists for Brandon Ingram, shooting 4 of 15 from the field. Jokic with 40 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists, so a triple-double, 14 for Jamal Murray. And then the 2-point loss to New Orleans, 22 for Brandon Ingram with 3 points and 2 assists, shooting 8 of 14 from the field. 22 for Clarkson, 21 for D'Angelo Russell, and 11 points for Julius Randle. 47 points and 13 rebounds for Anthony Davis, so a double-double. 14 for J. Holiday, and 13 for DeMarcus Cousins. And then the loss to the Jazz, 24 points for D'Angelo Russell, 22 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal for Brandon Ingram, shooting 9 of 21 from the field. Julius Randle with 20 points and Jordan Clarkson with 15. 24 for Joe Johnson, 21 points and 12 rebounds for Derek Favors, so a double-double. 17 for Grant Hill and 17 for Hayward, and then 16 points and 10 rebounds for Rudy Gobert, so a double-double. And then the loss to the Cavs, 24 points for Randall, 17 points for D'Angelo Russell, Brandon Ingram with 14 points, 3 rebounds and 3 assists, shooting 6 of 12 from the field. 37 for Kyrie Irving, 29 points, 14 rebounds and 10 assists for LeBron James, so a triple-double. 14 points and 12 rebounds for Kevin Love, so a double-double. Then we move on and we'll go from November 6th to November 26th. So we're starting off with a 1-8 record, so we'll simulate through. We start off with a loss against the Jazz, a loss to the Clippers, then we get a win against Sacramento, a win against the Nets, then lose to Detroit, lose to the Spurs, lose to the Suns, then get a win against the Spurs, and then lose the back-to-back game against the Spurs. So as of November 26th, we've got a 4-14 record for Brandon Ingram's rookie season as a Laker. And then we'll check the loss to the Jazz. 29 points for Hayward, 19 for Gobert and Joe Johnson with 14. 15 points for Randall, D'Angelo Russell with 14. Brandon Ingram with 14 points, 3 rebounds, shooting 5 of 17 from the field. Corey Brewer and Clarkson both each got 14 as well. And then the loss to the Clippers, 26 points and 13 assists for Chris Paul, so a double-double. 22 points and 15 rebounds for Griffin, so a double-double. 19 for Crawford and J.J. Redick with 14. 23 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal for Brandon Ingram, shooting 10 of 16 from the field and 3 of 3 from deep. D'Angelo Russell with 21 points and 11 assists, so double-double. Julius Randle with 19 and Larry Nance with 14 points, but he fouls out. And we move on to the win against the Kings. 28 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals for Brandon Ingram, shooting 11 of 20 from the field. 25 points and 10 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. 25 for Jordan Clarkson and 11 points for Randall. 26 points for Ricky Richards, Buddy Hield with 19, and Stacey Carr with 16, and then Rudy Gay with 13 points and 14 rebounds, so a double-double. And in the win against the Nets, 33 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals for Ingram, shooting 12 of 20 from the field. 17 for Corey Brewer, 15 for Jordan Clarkson, and Larry Nance Jr. with 13. Karis LeVert with 20, Brook Lopez with 15 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. And then the loss to Detroit, 19 points, 19 points for D'Angelo Russell, 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals for Brandon Ingram, shooting 7 of 20 from the field. Julius Randle with 13 and Corey Brewer with 10. 29 points for Reggie Jackson, 20 for Marcus Morris Sr., and 18 points and 13 rebounds for Andre Drummond, so a double-double. And then the loss to San Antonio, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals for Brandon Ingram, 15 for Randall, Darrell Blackman with 14, and D'Angelo Russell with only 13. 25 for Kawhi, LaMarcus Aldridge with 20 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. Ginobili with 13. And we move on to the loss against the Suns. 37 for Booker, 15 points and 11 rebounds for Bledsoe, so a double-double. 15 for Derek Jones Jr., 26 points for Randall. Brandon Ingram with 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. 22 for D'Angelo Russell. And then the win against the Spurs, 33 for Kawhi Leonard, 23 for Manu Ginobili, 18 points and 11 assists for Tony Parker, so a double-double. 34 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals for Brandon Ingram, shooting 14 of 23 from the field. 23 for D'Angelo Russell, and 23 points and 11 rebounds for Randall, so a double-double. And then back-to-back games against the Spurs, and we end up losing. 22 for LaMarcus Aldridge, 17 for Kawhi, 15 points and 10 assists for Ginobili, so a double-double. 25 points and 12 rebounds for Randall, so a double-double. 19 points and 7 rebounds and a steal for Ingram. 10 points for D'Angelo Russell. We move on into December, so we go from November 26th to December 18th with a 4-14 record, so we'll simulate through. We end up losing to the Pacers, losing to Portland to finish November. We start December with a loss to the Bucks and a loss to the Wizards. Then we win against the Cavs, lose to the Raptors, lose to the 76ers, win against Detroit, win against the Celtics, then lose to Denver and lose to Washington. So as of December 18th, we've got a record of 7 wins and 22 losses going into in Brandon Ingram's first rookie season. So we'll check the loss against the Pacers. 27 points and 10 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. 17 points for Julius Randle, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists and a steal for Brandon Ingram, and Zubac with 16 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. 26 points for Paul George, Jefferson with 23, Aaron Brooks with 19, and Al Jefferson with 19 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. And then the loss to the Pacers, 25 for Jordan Clarkson, 13 for Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell with 10, Brandon Ingram with 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists and 1 block, but he fouls out. And then 34 points and 12 assists for Dame Lillard, so a double-double. 22 for CJ McCollum, Evan Turner with 18. And then the loss to the Bucks, a 30-piece and 10 rebounds for Giannis, so a double-double. Brogdon with 29 and Middleton with 17. 24 for Clarkson, 21 for Randall, and 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists for Brandon Ingram. Shooting 6 of 20 from the field. D'Angelo Russell fouls out with 15 points and 10 assists, so a double-double. And then the loss to the Wizards, 27 for Bradley Beal, 26 for Otto Porter, 21 for John Wall. 22 points and 11 rebounds for Randall, so a double-double. Jordan Clarkson with 20, D'Angelo Russell with 16, Brandon Ingram with 16 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists and a steal, shooting 7 of 16 from the field. And then the win against the Cavs, a 20-piece for Kyrie Irving, 15 for LeBron, Channing Frye with 12 and Shumpert with only 11. 26 points for Julius Randle, 20 for Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell with 16, Blackman with 16, Brandon Ingram struggled with 6 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists and a steal, shooting 1 of 9 from the field. And then the loss to the Raptors, 28 points coming from DeMar DeRozan, 16 for Lowry, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists and a steal for Brandon Ingram, 15 for Clarkson and 13 for D'Angelo Russell. And then the loss to the 76ers, 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists for Simmons, so a triple-double. 18 points for Embiid, 34 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal for D'Angelo Russell. 20 points for Jordan Clarkson, and Brandon Ingram with 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, shooting 7 of 17 from the field, but he fouls out. And then the win against Detroit, 18 for Marcus Morris Sr., Reggie Jackson with 17 points and 17 assists, so double-double. 17 for Tobias Harris and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with 13. 29 points, 4 rebounds and 2 assists with a steal and a block for Brandon Ingram. 21 points and 10 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. Julius Randle with 21 and Zubac with 17 points and 12 rebounds, so a double-double. And then the win against the Celtics, 21 for Zubac, 18 for Randall, 15 points and 12 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. 15 for Clarkson, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists and a steal for Brandon Ingram. 18 for Isaiah Thomas, 18 for Jaylen Brown, Kelly Olynyk and Terry Rozier both got 15. And then the 3-point loss to Denver, 27 points for D'Angelo Russell, 15 points and 2 rebounds for Brandon Ingram, 14 for Zubac, 13 points for Clarkson, Julius Randle and Larry Nance with 12 points each. 31 points, 10 rebounds and 12 assists for Nikola Jokic, so a triple-double. Mike Miller with 20. And then Jamal Murray only managed 8 points. And then the loss to Washington, 18 points for Julius Randle, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists and a steal for Brandon Ingram, 14 for Clarkson, 12 points for Brewer, 37 points for Trey Burke, Bradley Beal with 17 and John Wall with only 16. We move on and we'll finish December. So we'll go from December 18th to December 30th. So we'll simulate through. We take a win against the Suns, so we'll check the win against the Suns. 22 points for Brandon Knight, Devin Booker with 19 and Bledsoe with only 13. 23 points, 1 rebound and 3 assists for Brandon Ingram, shooting 8 of 15 from the field and perfect from the free throw line. 22 points for D'Angelo Russell, 21 for Clarkson, 13 points for Larry Nance, Julius Randle with 12 points and 17 rebounds, so a double-double. So then we move on and we'll go from December 19th to December 30th. So we'll simulate through. We lose to the Kings. We win against the Hornets, win against the Mavs, win against the Magic, lose to Miami, and then lose to Atlanta to finish December. So at the end of December, we've got 11 wins and 25 losses in Brandon Ingram's rookie season for the Lakers. So take a look at the loss against Sacramento. 23 points for Buddy Hield, 18 for Ricky Richards, 13 for Collison, 29 points, 8 rebounds and 4 assists for Brandon Ingram, shooting 10 of 19 from the field and perfect again from the free throw. 19 for Randle and 13 for Clarkson. And then the win against the Hornets, 33 points, 4 rebounds and 7 assists for Brandon Ingram, shooting 15 of 20 from the field. 31 points and 10 rebounds for Randle, so a double-double, and 18 points for Clarkson. 29 points for Kemba Walker, Christian Wood with 21 and Jeremy Lamb with 16. And then the win on Christmas Day against the Mavs, 24 points for Dwight Powell, Dirk Nowitzki with 20 and Harrison Barnes with only 11. 36 points for Jordan Clarkson, 25 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists for Brandon Ingram, shooting 11 of 24 from the field. Julius Randle with 16. And we move on to the win against the Magic. 16 points for Gordon, Fournier with 15 and Alfred Payton with 14. 33 points for Clarkson, 15 for Brewer, 14 points and 11 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. Julius Randle with 12 points, and Brandon Ingram struggled with 8 points, 5 rebounds and 6 assists. And then we look at the December 28th game for the loss against Miami. A 30-piece for Gordon Dragic, Rodney McGruger with 16 and Josh Richardson with 15. 19 points for D'Angelo Russell, 18 points, 10 rebounds and 12 assists for Julius Randle, so a triple-double. 15 points, 2 rebounds and 3 assists for Brandon Ingram, and 15 points for Clarkson. And then the loss against the Hawks, 24 points for Dwight Howard, 23 points and 13 assists for Schroeder, so a double-double. 17 for Tim Hardaway, and Paul Millsap with 15 points and 12 rebounds, so a double-double. A 20-piece for Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell with 18 points and 11 assists, so a double-double. Ingram with 16, 2 rebounds and 3 assists, and Julius Randle with 13 points and 10 assists, so a double-double. And then we move on and we'll go from December 30th to January 28th. So we'll simulate through. So we take a loss to start January against the Hornets. 36 points for Kemba, 21 for Jeremy Lamb, and Christian Wood with 15. 26 points for Julius Randle, 21 for Clarkson, 13 for Russell. Brandon Ingram with 11 points, 2 rebounds and 6 assists. And we'll go from January 2nd to January 28th with 11 wins and 26 losses. So we'll simulate through. We end up taking a win against the Heat, losing to the Atlanta Hawks, losing to the Kings, losing to Denver, winning against the Mavs, lose to the 76ers. 16th we lose to the Rockets, and we'll simulate through again. 18th, we lose to the Kings, and we win against Memphis, lose to Portland, win against the Clippers, lose to the Spurs, and then win against the Celtics on January 28th. So as of January 28th, we've got 16 wins and 34 losses for Brandon Ingram's rookie season. So we get the win against Miami. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal for Brandon Ingram. 18 for Brewer, 17 for Russell, and 13 for Clarkson. 18 for Josh Richardson, 14 for Wayne Ellington, and 12 for Joe Johnson. And then the loss to the Hawks, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal for Brandon Ingram. 22 for Zubac, 17 for Russell, and 15 for Clarkson. 26 points and 11 rebounds for Dwight, so a double-double. A 20-piece for Taurean Prince and Paul Millsap with 18. And then the loss to the Kings, 26 points for Ricky Richards, 23 points for Ben McLemore, 19 for Buddy Hield. 33 points and 11 rebounds for Randall, so a double-double. 26 points and 12 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists for Brandon Ingram. 14 for Zubac and 12 for Blackman. And then the loss against Denver Nuggets, 27 points and 15 rebounds for Jokic, so a double-double. 17 for Moutier, 14 for Barton, and 14 for Miller. Randall with 17 points, Russell with 14, Zubac with 14 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. 13 for Clarkson and 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists for Ingram, shooting 5 of 12. Just going to clear my throat. And then the win against the Mavs, a 30-piece coming from Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram with 25 points, 4 rebounds and 2 assists. D'Angelo Russell with 19 and Clarkson with 17. 29 for Nowitzki, 21 for Dorian Finney-Smith, and J.J. Barea and Dwight Powell with 14 each. And then the loss to the 76ers, Jordan Clarkson with 28, Julius Randle with 27 points and 12 rebounds, so a double-double. A 20-piece for Zubac, 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists for Brandon Ingram, shooting 6 and 9 from the field. Ben Simmons with 38, Joel Embiid with 29, and Dario Saric with 22. And then the loss to the Rockets, 23 for Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell with 19, Randall with 19, Ingram with 12 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. 46 points and 13 rebounds coming from Harden, so a double-double. 14 for Beverly and 13 for Eric Gordon. And then the 4-point loss to the Kings, a 20-piece, 5 rebounds and 2 assists for Ingram. 17 points for D'Angelo Russell. Julius Randle with 11 points and 13 rebounds, so a double-double. And Clarkson with 11 points. 25 points for Stacey Carr. Rudy Gay with 17 and Ben McLemore with 16. And Buddy Hield with 11 points and 10 rebounds, so a double-double. And then the win against Memphis, 24 points for Corey Brewer, D'Angelo Russell with 15, Julius Randle with 12 points and 13 rebounds, so a double-double. Brandon Ingram struggled with 7 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting 3 of 12. 16 points and 17 rebounds for Randolph, so a double-double. 14 points and 12 rebounds for Gasol, so a double-double. Then the loss to Portland, 43 for CJ McCollum, 30 for Dame Lillard, and Evan Turner with 12 points. Julius Randle with 25, Brandon Ingram with 24 points and 4 rebounds, 15 points for Jordan Clarkson and 13 for D'Angelo Russell. And in the win against the Clippers, 22 points for Julius Randle, 21 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals for Brandon Ingram. A 20-piece and 12 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. Larry Nance with 17 and Clarkson with 15. 22 points and 10 assists for Chris Paul, so a double-double. 17 for Jamal Crawford. 15 points and 13 rebounds for Blake, so a double-double. And 12 points for J.J. Redick. And then the 1-point loss to the Spurs, 18 points for Clarkson, 15 for Randall, 15 for Larry Nance, and 14 for D'Angelo Russell, and 12 points for Corey Brewer. And then 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists for Brandon Ingram, shooting 4 of 7 from the field. 28 for Kawhi, 18 points and 11 assists for Tony Parker, so a double-double. 13 points and 10 rebounds for Pau Gasol, so a double-double. And then the win against the Celtics, 25 points for Isaiah Thomas, 14 for Jaylen Brown, and 14 for Marcus Smart. 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists for Brandon Ingram, shooting 13 of 22 from the field and 4 of 4 from the free throw. D'Angelo Russell with 23, Julius Randle with only 17. And then we move on into February, so we'll go from January 28th to February 26th, so we'll simulate through. We finished January with a win against the Nets, so we'll check the win against the Nets. 23 for Karis LeVert, 19 points and 10 rebounds for Lopez, so a double-double. 29 for Clarkson, 25 points and 13 rebounds for Randall, so a double-double. A 20-piece, 5 rebounds and 8 assists for Ingram. 17 points and 12 rebounds for Zubac, so a double-double. And then the loss to the Knicks to finish January. 33 points and 15 assists for Derrick Rose, so a double-double. 29 points and 11 rebounds for Porzingis, so a double-double. Frank Ntilikina with 15 and Carmelo Anthony with 14. And then Brandon Ingram with 25 points, 2 rebounds and 3 assists. 22 for Clarkson and 18 for Randall. And then 10 points for D'Angelo Russell. And we move on into February, so we go from February 1st to February 26th with a 17 and 35 record. So we'll simulate through. So we start February with a win over the Pacers, then we lose to New Orleans, lose to OKC, get a win over the Bucks, lose to Golden State, win against Portland, simulate again, lose to New Orleans, All-Star games happened, come out of All-Star, lose to Golden State, and then lose to the Mavs. So as of February 26th, we've got a record of 20 wins and 41 losses. So we'll check the win against the Pacers. 22 for Paul George, 19 points and 12 rebounds for Thaddeus Young, so a double-double. Monty Ellis with 18 and Lance Stephenson with 13 points and 11 assists, so a double-double. D'Angelo Russell with 28, Brandon Ingram with 25 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists and 2 steals. 20 points and 11 rebounds for Julius Randle, so a double-double. And then the loss to the New Orleans Pelicans. 44 points and 13 rebounds for Anthony Davis, so a double-double. 21 for DeMarcus Cousins, but he fouls out. Jrue Holiday with 15. 17 for Clarkson, 16 for Zubac. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist for Brandon Ingram. 12 points for Randall and 11 for D'Angelo Russell. And then all-star teams got selected. It's going to be Team Russell Westbrook against Team LeBron. So in Russell Westbrook, we've got Russell Westbrook, Harden, Paul George, Jimmy Butler, and Cousins as your starters. And then your reserves are going to be Carmelo Anthony, Damian Lillard, Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, Jokic, Vucevic, and Schroeder. And then your Team LeBron's got LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Kemba Walker, and Kyrie as their starters. And then the reserves are Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kyle Lowry, Isaiah Thomas, Karl Anthony Towns, and DeMar DeRozan. So we'll move on. So we'll check the loss against OKC. 33 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist for Brandon Ingram. 10 of 10 from the free throw and shooting 11 of 17 from the field. Clarkson with 23, D'Angelo Russell with 16. 41 points and 18 rebounds for Westbrook, so a double-double. 14 for Doug McDermott and 12 points for Jeremy Grant. And then the win against the Bucks, 24 points for Jordan Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell with 19, Ingram with 16 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals, shooting 6 of 12 from the field. 25 for Brogdon, 22 for Jabari Parker, 21 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And in the loss to Golden State, 28 points for Kevin Durant, 22 for Steph Curry, 15 for McGee, and Klay Thompson with 13, but he fouls out. 28 points for D'Angelo Russell, Zubac with 14, Clarkson with 14, Julius Randle with 13, Brandon Ingram struggled with 4 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists and a block, shooting 2 of 9 from the field. And then the win against Portland, 32 points for Dame Lillard, 19 for CJ McCollum, Evan Turner with 15, and Yusuf Nurkic with 10 points and 13 rebounds, so a double-double. 22 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals for Brandon Ingram. 17 for D'Angelo Russell, 16 for Clarkson, and 13 for Randall. And then the loss to New Orleans, 27 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist for Brandon Ingram. 22 points for Julius Randle and 13 for Clarkson. 27 points and 10 rebounds for Davis, so a double-double. A 20-piece, 14 rebounds and 10 assists for DeMarcus Cousins, so a triple-double. Randy Paul with 18 and Galloway with 11. And then the Rising Stars game happened, and the Team World get the 124-119 win over Team USA. Carr with 26, Brandon Ingram with 20 points, 2 rebounds and 3 assists. Sabonis with 28, Simmons with 16 points and 14 assists, so a double-double. And then the All-Star game happened. Team LeBron gets the 134-111 win over Team Westbrook. Anthony Davis top scored with 25, KD with 24, Kawhi and Steph with 19 each. James Harden with 23, Lillard with 17, Westbrook with 16, and Cousins with 13. And then come out of All-Star to the loss against Golden State. 29 points for D'Angelo Russell, 22 points and 5 rebounds for Brandon Ingram, shooting 9 of 17 from the field. 22 for Randall and Zubac with only 8 points. 36 points and 12 assists for Steph Curry, so a double-double. 36 points and 11 rebounds for Kevin Durant, so a double-double. 25 for Clay. And then the loss to the Mavs, 27 for Steph Curry, 18 for Dwight Powell, and 11 for JJ Barea. 32 points for Julius Randle, 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists for Brandon Ingram. 10 points and 10 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. And we move on into the end of February, into early March. So we'll go from February 26th to March 19th with a record of 20 wins and 41 losses. So we'll simulate through. We end up finishing February with a loss to Memphis. 27 points and 15 rebounds for Zach Randolph, so a double-double. 22 for Mike Conley and Marc Gasol with 21 points and 14 rebounds, so a double-double. 26 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists for Brandon Ingram. 18 for Randall, 16 for Clarkson, and 12 points for D'Angelo Russell. Then move on into March, so we'll go from February 28th to March 19th, so we'll simulate through. So we start March with a loss to OKC, then we get a win over Minnesota, then lose to Golden State, lose to Memphis, win against Toronto, win against the Knicks, lose to New Orleans, lose to the Rockets, win against the Mavs, and then lose to the Magic. So as of March 19th, we got a win record of 24 wins and 48 losses. So we'll check the loss against OKC. 39 points and 13 rebounds for Westbrook, so a double-double. 35 for Victor Oladipo. Sabonis with 21 points and 10 rebounds, so a double-double. 26 points for Brandon Ingram. Julius Randle with 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Brandon Ingram with 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Larry Nance with 13 and Clarkson with only 12. We move on to the win against Minnesota. 24 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block for Brandon Ingram. 21 points for Clarkson, 19 points and 11 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. 33 points and 10 rebounds for Karl Anthony Towns, so a double-double. 24 for Wiggins, Zach LaVine with 18, and Ricky Rubio with 15 points and 10 rebounds, so a double-double. And then the loss to Golden State, 22 points and a steal for Brandon Ingram. Julius Randle with 17 points and 15 rebounds, so a double-double. 14 points and 11 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. 32 for Steph Curry, 31 for Clay, 28 points and 10 rebounds for Kevin Durant, so a double-double. And then the loss to Memphis, 19 points for D'Angelo Russell, Ivica Zubac with 14 points and 12 rebounds, so a double-double. Brandon Ingram struggled with 13 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals, shooting 5 of 7 from the field. 21 points, 17 rebounds, and 12 assists for Gasol, so a triple-double. 19 for James Ennis and 16 for Vince Carter. And then the win against the Raptors, 30 piece for D'Angelo Russell, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal for Brandon Ingram. 18 points and 10 rebounds for Julius Randle, so a double-double. 23 points and 10 rebounds for Jonas Valanciunas, so a double-double. Norman Powell with 21 and Kyle Lowry with only 9 points, and DeRozan struggled with only 8 points. And then the win against the Knicks, 35 for Brandon Ingram with 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals, shooting 14 of 19 from the field. A 30-piece for D'Angelo Russell, Julius Randle with 20 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists, so a triple-double. Carmelo Anthony with 21 points, Kristaps Porzingis with 18 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. And then the loss to New Orleans, 37 points for Anthony Davis, 35 for DeMarcus Cousins, and Jrue Holiday with 15. 28 points for D'Angelo Russell, 22 for Clarkson, Julius Randle with 21, and Brandon Ingram with 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting 7 of 15 from the field. And then the loss to the Rockets, 39 points for James Harden, 22 for Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell with 20 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists for Brandon Ingram. 19 points for Randle. 17 points and 12 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. Clarkson with 14. And then the win against the Mavs, 26 points and 16 rebounds for Julius Randle, so a double-double. A 20-piece with 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal for Brandon Ingram, shooting 7 of 15 from the field and 6 of 6 from the free throw. Pardon me. D'Angelo Russell with 16 points and 13 assists, so a double-double. Zubac with 14 points and 13 rebounds, so a double-double. Dwight Powell with 17, Dirk Nowitzki with only 13. And then the loss to the Magic, 25 points and 10 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. 19 for Julius Randle. Zubac with 16. Brandon Ingram with 14 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal, and a block. And Larry Nance Jr. with 11 points and 10 rebounds, so a double-double. And Vucevic with 40 points and 10 rebounds, so a double-double. 23 for Fournier and Jeff Green with 22. We move on and we'll finish the end of March into April. So we'll go from March 19th to April 2nd with a 24-win record and 48 losses. So we'll simulate through. We take a win against the Suns, lose to OKC, win against Chicago, and then we'll simulate through again, win against back-to-back wins against Chicago, then win against Minnesota to finish March, and then lose against the Rockets to start April. So as of April 2nd, we've got 28 wins and 50 losses. So we'll check the win against the Suns. 28 points for Julius Randle, Clarkson with 20, D'Angelo Russell with 19, Brandon Ingram with 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. And Zubac with 16 points and 12 rebounds, so a double-double. 32 for Booker, Brandon Knight with 24, and TJ Warren with 9. And then the loss to OKC, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals for Brandon Ingram, shooting 11 of 19 from the field and 5 of 5 from deep. 25 for Julius Randle, 19 for Clarkson, 12 points and 11 assists for D'Angelo Russell, so a double-double. A 30-piece for Victor Oladipo, 27 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists for Russell Westbrook, so a triple-double, and 22 for Jeremy Grant. Then the win against the Bulls, 22 points for Jordan Clarkson, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal for Brandon Ingram. 17 points and 12 rebounds for Zubac, so a double-double. Julius Randle with 13 points and 12 rebounds, so a double-double. A 30-piece and 10 rebounds for Jimmy Butler, so a double-double. 18 each for Dwayne Wade and Michael Carter-Williams. And then back-to-back wins against the Bulls. 23 points for Jimmy Butler. Denzel Valentine with 13. Robin Lopez with 11. Dwayne Wade struggled with only 8 points. And then Brandon Ingram with 25.7 rebounds, 2 assists and a steal. Shooting 10 of 11 from the field and 1 of 1 from deep. Sorry guys, I still got this cough, man. I'm trying to get rid of it. 22 for Julius Randle and 18 for D'Angelo Russell. And we move on to the win against Minnesota. 25 for Ricky Rubio, 17 for Andrew Wiggins, 16 for Zach LaVine. Karl Anthony Towns with 15 points and 12 rebounds, so a double-double. 29 for D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson with 23, Brandon Ingram with 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists and a block. And then the loss to the Rockets to start April, 29 points and 10 rebounds for Harden, so a double-double. 28 for Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell with 18. 22 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists and a steal for Brandon Ingram. 17 for Jordan Clarkson, 14 for Larry Nance. And then we'll simulate the last 3 games in April before the final game. We take a loss to the Jazz, a loss to the Clippers, and we end up winning against the Suns. So we've got 29 wins and 52 losses. So we'll check the loss against the Jazz. 28 points and 10 rebounds for Gobert, so a double-double. 25 for Joe Johnson and Joe Ingles with 17. 18 for D'Angelo Russell, 18 points and 6 rebounds with a steal and a block for Brandon Ingram. 14 points for Zubac and 12 points for Clarkson. And then the loss to the Clippers, 23 for Crawford, 17 for Chris Paul, 15 points and 13 rebounds for Blake Griffin, so a double-double. And Mark Hughes Space with 11 points and 13 rebounds, so a double-double. 17 points for D'Angelo Russell, 13 for Clarkson. Brandon Ingram with 10 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists, shooting 4 of 14 from the field. Larry Nance with 10 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. Then the win against the Suns, 29 for Clarkson, 22 for D'Angelo Russell. 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and a block for Brandon Ingram. 16 points, 11 rebounds for Randall, so a double-double. 35 for Devin Booker, 26 for Brandon Knight, and 13 for TJ Warren. So we'll simulate the last game, so we either get 30 wins for the season or end up with 29. So we'll simulate the last game. We end up getting the win over the Utah Jazz. So we end up with 30 wins for the season sorry guys, pardon me. As we ended up with 30 wins for the Lakers season, as Russell Westbrook gets MVP, Gerald Henderson gets Rookie of the Year, Al Jefferson gets Sixth Man of the Year, Kawhi gets Defensive Player of the Year, Taurean Prince with Most Improved, and Steve Kerr again gets Coach of the Year with 68 wins and 14 losses. Just need to clear my throat. So we'll advance on. All NBA first teamers Russell Westbrook, James Harden, LeBron James, Giannis, and Jokic. All NBA second teamers Kemba Walker, Steph Curry, Kawhi, Jimmy Butler, and Karl Anthony Towns. All NBA third teamers Chris Paul, Lillard, Paul George, Kevin Durant, and Davis. All defensive first teamers Westbrook, Jrue Holiday, Kawhi, Giannis, and Rudy Gobert. All defensive second teamers Pat Beverly, Ben Simmons, LeBron, Al Horford, and Drummond. All rookie first teamers Gerald Henderson, Al Jefferson, Stacey Carr, Jahlil Okafor, and Amin Shumpert. So we'll move on. Far out, this cough can go away, man. So we've got Portland and the Clippers and Utah and Denver in the play-in for the West. And for the play-in for the East, it's Chicago, Orlando, and Indiana, Detroit. So we'll simulate the play-in. So it's going to be Golden State against Utah, Houston, Minnesota, OKC, New Orleans, San Antonio, Portland in the West. Then it's going to be Cleveland, Chicago in the East, Toronto, Boston, Philly, Milwaukee, and Atlanta, Detroit all in the East. So as for Brandon Ingram's rookie year, with D'Angelo Russell, Brandon Ingram, with D'Angelo Russell, Corey Brewer, Randall, Zubac, and Clarkson. The Lakers end up winning 30 games and losing 52 as they end up with a .366 win rate, as we needed 46 wins just to make the play-in, so we don't make the playoffs at all. So Brandon Ingram in his rookie season doesn't make the playoffs. So yeah, as in the 2016-2017 season for Brandon Ingram as his rookie year, he ends up with 30 wins and 50-something losses, 52 losses, and then ends up not making the play-in tournament and not making the playoffs at all in his first year. So we'll get into the playoffs anyway, and we'll simulate the first round. So we'll simulate round one. So we're going to have Golden State versus Minnesota, San Antonio, OKC, Toronto, Chicago, Atlanta, Philly. So we'll simulate the round. So now it's going to be Golden State against San Antonio and Philly against Chicago in the finals. So we'll watch the Golden State versus San Antonio. So we'll simulate game one. And Golden State take game one. 135 to 110. 39 points and 10 assists for Curry, so a double-double. 38 for Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson with 23. 39 for Kawhi, 18 for LaMarcus Aldridge, and 11 for Pau Gasol. Move on to game two, and we'll simulate game two. And Golden State have gone up 2-0. 117 to 105 win. 37 points for Curry, 32 for Klay, 24 for KD and Sean Livingston with 12 points. 32 points for Kawhi Leonard, 12 points for Kyle Anderson, and 12 points for LaMarcus Aldridge. Move on to game three, and we'll simulate game three. And Golden State are walking away with this. They're up 3-0. 118 to 117 win. 26 points and 12 rebounds for LaMarcus Aldridge, so a double-double. Tony Parker with 22. Kawhi with 17. 33 points for Kevin Durant, 23 for Klay Thompson, 19 points and 10 assists for Steph Curry, so a double-double. Move on to game four and see if San Antonio can win one game in the series to keep it alive. So here goes game four, and San Antonio do win game four, 123 to 102. Tony Parker with 32, Pau Gasol with 21, Kawhi Leonard with 19, and LaMarcus Aldridge with 19 points and 12 rebounds, so a double-double. 52 points coming from Kevin Durant, 18 for Curry, 13 for Klay, and 5 points for JaVale McGee. We'll move on to game five, and we'll simulate game five. And Golden State end up moving through as they get the 129 to 98 win in game five. Steph Curry with 41, Kevin Durant with 20, Klay Thompson with 17, 26 points and 10 rebounds for LaMarcus Aldridge, so a double-double, 19 for Kawhi, and Patty Mills with 12. So it's going to be Warriors into the finals, and we've got Chicago and Philly into game five at the moment, as Chicago lead 3-2. So we'll simulate game six, and we'll simulate it now. And Philly take it to a game seven as they get the 112-110 win. 35 for Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Wade with 18, Bobby Portis Jr. with 15, 24 for Ben Simmons, 20 for Embiid, and 19 for Gerald Henderson and Dario Saric with only 13. We move on to game seven, win or go home for both teams, and we'll simulate game seven. And Eastern Conference Finals MVP goes to Jimmy Butler. And Western Conference Finals MVP goes to Steph Curry. So it's going to be Warriors versus Bulls, as the Bulls end up beating Philly in Game 7, 122 to 106. 25 points and 10 rebounds for Embiid, so a double-double. 19 for Simmons, but he fouled out. Robert Covington with 14. 25 points for Jimmy Butler. Robin Lopez with 21. Michael Carter-Williams with 20. Bobby Portis Jr. with 12. And Dwayne Wade with 10 points and 11 assists, so a double-double. So we move on to a Bulls-Warriors final. So we move on into Game 1, and we'll simulate Game 1. And Warriors take Game 1, 99 to 94. 41 points for Steph Curry, 16 for Kevin Durant, and 14 for Klay. 33 for Jimmy Butler, 22 for Dwayne Wade. Robin Lopez with only 10 points. Move on to game 2, and we'll simulate game 2 of the NBA Finals. And we got Warriors up 2-0. 123-95 win. Kevin Durant with 34. Curry with 27 points and 10 assists, so a double-double. A 20-piece for Clay. 14 points and 10 rebounds for McGee, so a double-double. 26 points for Jimmy Butler. 16 points for Dwayne Wade. 14 for Bobby Portis Jr. and 13 for Michael Carter Williams. Move on to Game 3, and we'll simulate Game 3 of the Finals. And Warriors are up 3-0. 151-132 win. 38 for Jimmy Butler. 18 for Dwayne Wade. Rajon Rondo with 15 points and 12 assists, so a double-double. 11 for Bobby Portis and 11 for Robin Lopez. 37 points for Steph Curry. 34 for Clay. 26 points and 12 rebounds for Kevin Durant, so a double-double. JaVale McGee with 13 points and 13 rebounds, so a double-double. And Draymond Green with 15 points and 14 assists, so a double-double. Move on to Game 4 and see if the Bulls can steal one to keep the series alive. We'll simulate Game 4. And no, the Warriors end up sweeping them 4-0. Steph Curry gets your Finals MVP as the Bulls lose 106-104. 34 points, 12 rebounds for Jimmy Butler, so a double-double. 23 for Dwayne Wade, 11 points for Robin Lopez and Rajon Rondo with only 10 points. 33 for Curry, 22 for Kevin Durant, 20 for Clay and 7 for Livingston. So that pretty much wraps up another video as the Warriors end up winning 4-0. So we'll look at their road to the finals real quick. So they end up beating Utah 4-1, sweep Minnesota 4-0, end up beating San Antonio 4-1, and then beating the Bulls 4-0. And then we'll look at the Bulls' way to the finals. They beat LeBron James' Cavs in 7. Then they win against Toronto 4-2, so we'll win in 6. And then they beat Philly in 7. And then they end up getting swept by the Warriors to finish it off. And as for your team with Brandon Ingram's rookie year, alongside D'Angelo Russell, Corey Brewer, Julius Randle, Ivica Zubac, and Clarkson, the LA Lakers team ends up with 30 wins and 52 losses, to end up with a .366 win percentage, as they won 18 wins at home and 23 losses, or 18 wins and 23 losses at home, and 12 wins and 29 losses away. We needed 46 wins just to get close to the play-in game, as we ended up being, 22 games back from the play-in game. As for Brandon Ingram's rookie season, that pretty much wraps it up. He ends up with 30 wins and 52 losses for a season and doesn't make the playoffs. And the Warriors end up taking the finals over the Bulls 4-0. So as for all you viewers that are watching this video and enjoying it, don't forget to smash that like button. And for all you new viewers out there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as it's free. And I appreciate every single one of you that hits that subscribe button, as I'm on that road to 1,300 subs. Anyway, that's NZ Blasian out, and we'll catch you in the next video. NZ Blasian out.